Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Welcome to the corner of the room. I'm in London and the next few reviews will probably be London based, and I thought, why not wake up, go and watch a show this afternoon, probably cry at that show because it's Line Which and the Water are closing, but actually come to London the day before and see two shows. So first one, my matinee, and the one we're going to talk about today is Moulin Rouge. So if you want to know my thoughts, stick around and we'll get into it in a minute. Firstly, hello, welcome to my channel. I usually do this before the little intro video, but I've actually forgot. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Claire, this is Open Roads and Theatre Seats, and yeah, we're just gonna chat about my thoughts on a show that I've seen, that I have seen. Good English, let's get it in there. You may be aware that I have a little bucket list going on. It'll probably be actually the last video that I will link at the end, or you can go to my channel and find it out. But on my list were a few shows that I really wanted to smash out, and one of them was Moulin Rouge. I like the film. It's not my favourite film, but I enjoy watching it. I was brought down to earth when I realised it was a 2001 film. That was a bit much. And the show is based on that film, with the few songs that you know from the film, like Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend and also Roxanne, but also with additional music which are a variety of hits from different artists such as Katy Perry, Sia, another one here, I literally can't think. But yeah, the music in it is brilliant, well sung. I do feel like some of them are kind of shoehorned in, to the point they start a song after doing some dialogue and some of the crowd start going because it's kind of, oh, that's where that was leading to, which I enjoyed all the music in it, but I may have cut like maybe one song out, but I don't know which one I'd cut. Creatively though, let's get into that first. This show, you sit in your seat and you first are greeted by the auditorium, which is unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm assuming you've all seen pictures, but if you haven't, I will try and ping up one that I took here. I was in the Royal Circle, so I had the windmill to my left, and on my right in my kind of side view was the elephant, and it's just everything in front of you is unlike anything else, and that is the ticket price alone. And then the first 10 minutes of the actual show in Act 1, I was just like this. If they'd stopped it after 10 minutes, I'd have been sitting there rocking. It was a lot. It was very sense overload. Yeah, it was a bit mad. It was kind of like, bam, we're here, let's do this, you're not going to rest for the rest of the day. The amount of endorphins that hit you in that first 10 minutes is a lot. So sound design is done by Peter Holinsky, and the lighting is designed by Justin Townsend. Mix that in with the choreography, which is done by Sonia Tay, and also the costumes, which are by Catherine Zuber. Those four together just give you something to watch. Like, I don't think I took in half of the show. I feel like I was trying to keep an eye on everything and I just couldn't. It's definitely one that you could re-watch and see something that you missed first time. It was just a lot. But yeah, I feel I should have probably worked that out going in, because the movie version is quite a lot in the beginning. Although in the movie version you have to wait a lot less time to see Satine than you do in the musical version, but that's just my personal preference. I love the character of Satine and I understand why they did it in the musical over what they did in the movie. So speaking of the cast and of Satine, let's get into them. The cast in this show are so hardworking, so amazing. That ensemble, oh my god, they were amazing. There was a cast board available, but it was in a really tough spot to record, so hopefully I get everything correct. But I do have obviously the programme, so hopefully I say everyone's names correctly. But the ensemble, oh my gosh, how they did not seem to break a sweat through the entirety of the show, I do not understand. They are literally going 100% the whole time, and I was just like, oh, amazing to watch them, and they are incredible. We also had 2 understudies on. The first one I will mention now, and that was that it was Arabia, who was played by Melissa Nettleford. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I found out that through the West End Understudies Twitter page, and I was like, okay, I don't know who Arabia is before I go in, and they don't really name her by name in the actual show, but you can work out who Arabia is once you get into it. Arabia is part of the 4 trio who sing Lady Marmalade at the beginning, and who are also part of the close-knit family of Satine and Zidler, sorry. Melissa was brilliant. I was just like, okay, you are, you know. And she worked also brilliantly along the other 3 members of the Lady Marmalade, who knows, quartet, which were, and I hope I'm saying everyone's names correctly, Diego Dont Banberger as Baby Doll, Elliot Wyndham's and Joe as Le Chocolat. I haven't done French in a while. And Amy Thornton as Nini, who just were amazing as a quartet, and also worked so brilliantly with Satine, who was Melissa James. Yeah, that quintet now, because there's 5 of them, were so lovely, and it kind of felt like a proper little family, and it was just lovely to watch them work together, because obviously they've been through a lot before even the show starts, as characters. I should probably put that in there. And yeah, they were so amazing to sit and watch. As I've just mentioned, let's get on to Satine, who is Melissa James. I did not realise she was in this cast until I sat down and opened my programme. I was like, oh my gosh, I know your face. Why do I know your face? Scroll down. She was in Eugenius. I was like, of course. I was quite the Eugenius fan. I shall not get into it too much in this video because this is Moulin Rouge based, but I'm very excited that it could be coming back this year. We'll get into that another day. But it was lovely to see Melissa again, and her voice was absolutely stunning the entirety of the show. I kind of want to do her entrance now, just come down from the above. Just throwing it out there. If anyone ever wants me to scream as I come down, I would go ah, but it has definitely gone on my bucket list of things I want to do in theatres, which includes also going up in defying gravity. That's again a story for another day. But Melissa was amazing, and her chemistry with the 3 men in her life and the different dynamics in each one's relationship were really brilliant and effortless to watch. So let's go through those relationships. Number 1, we have the Duke, who is played by Ben Richards. He is dastardly, but not terrible. Obviously, he's not a nice person, but I couldn't not like him, you know? and I was very distracted by his necklace the entire time he was on, but that's just me. Our Christian wasn't the other understudy. We had Robson Broad on as Christian, and his voice was so lovely, so brilliant to watch. The things that they did during Roxanne, he flew at one point. It was amazing. And yeah, I was very glad that I got to see him perform as Christian. And the third man in Sateen's life, Zidler, who was played by Matt Rickson, was one of my favourite characters in the show. I kind of expected that going in because I like the same character in the show, in the film. And when you think that that person has a lot to like live up to, because Jim Broadbent in the film is amazing, but Matt Rickson just did something. He did it so well. I was laughing at times, but I felt his emotions and his like want to do everything for the group that he has under him at the Moulin Rouge. I just really enjoyed watching him when he was on stage, and how he got into that windmill at one point I do not know, but it was really brilliant to watch. My other two mentions, my last two mentions, are Ian Carlisle and Elia Lo Toro as Toulouse-Lautrec and Santiago, who are the other bohemians that kind of lure Christian into the world of Moulin Rouge. I really enjoyed watching both of them do their performances. I love that Toulouse had a little bit more in the musical than he does in the film, and I was really glad that I got to see Ian Carlisle, because I haven't seen that man for a while and it was lovely to see him again. And the same with Elia Lo Toro. I was looking again through the programme in the interval. I was like, how do I know you? Where do I know you from? He was part of the On Your Feet cast in the Coliseum a few years back, many years back probably now, and yeah, it was lovely to see him again. And how he keeps up through Roxanne and also has to be part of, Roxanne is like the way to start an act. Did it even start the act? It felt like it did. I can't remember. I've slept since then. But yeah, they were absolutely amazing. The entire cast were on fire. They were amazing. I could have watched them over and over again. And to think that they actually have to do the same thing again in the evening was just nuts. When they started coming out and I was like, oh my god, those costumes are so like small and tight, and wow, how did they like survive Christmas? I now know how they survive Christmas. If you did what they do, you could eat as much as you wanted, it would not matter. It was amazing. Safe to say, I really enjoyed seeing this show. I'm glad I ticked it off my list. It was kind of long. Like I said at the beginning, I kind of felt like some of the songs were shoehorned in, but I don't know what I take out, because kind of most of them are something to do with the plot. So I don't know. Saying that though, I would return. I probably will try and get a couple of my friends to come with me next time, just to explore it and see it in a different way. And I would also recommend going to see it as well. It was really good. I sat in the Royal Circle and had amazing view. I was to the left hand side, but I didn't really miss anything. And from the middle you get to see Satine coming down brilliantly. You get to see both what's happening on the windmill side and the elephant side. And yeah, I just think that the Royal Circle was the place to be for that show. I wouldn't like to be in the can-can seats. I think, one, they're too close, and two, I feel like you could probably miss so much sitting in those seats. But that's me. That is me. But yeah, that is my review for Moulin Rouge done and dusted. and I'm going to leave you be. I'm going to leave you now, and I will check in with you another time to talk more theatre when you least expect it. Probably next Sunday, but who knows when I have time to edit these things. But that is it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in my next one. And yeah, I love you all lots, and I shall see you next time. Bye.